All right, Shalom. I want to start out by giving all praise and the glory to Yahweh Shema Shabbat Shema Kakodash. Double honor to the apostle that was a great millstone. Shalom to all the Akim out there pushing the word of sincerity and in truth. Yeah, I just want to speak on this conflict pertaining to China and Taiwan, which is another major conflict. It's been in the news for months. It's actually a while now. And it's heating up. You're seeing that Trump had made a statement about, if I'm not mistaken, bombing Beijing or China if they were to invade Taiwan. Taiwan is known for its semiconductors and microchips production that supplies pretty much everyone. You know, I'm pretty sure that's one of the staple resources that they possess to actually enlarge their GDP, for lack of a better term. And these different nations, they're constantly being in conflict with either the United States directly or affiliates of the United States. You know, this devil, he has his grips in certain said places that the enemy nations of him want to actually have control over, like Ukraine, for instance. But the thing is, with America's going to stretch themselves too thin. You know, looking to defend all these different countries, they're going to give them, of course, more and more artillery, which supplies them and creates a proxy war, third-party wars, until it gets to the point where they're going to have to directly come in. Like Russia right now with Ukraine is having a very, very difficult time getting Russia off their asses, even with U.S.-made artillery, So what is the United States? They had that interview with this guy, Zelensky, if I'm not mistaken. That's the president of Ukraine when he came with Trump. And Trump would basically say he gave up everything supplied. And he said he needs more. Which was upset. He got a little boy or whatnot. But the fact of the matter is, these different nations don't have the supplies to take down these bigger nations. And America doesn't really honestly want to get into a full-scale conflict with these big major superpowers like China and Russia, but the Lord is going to force their hand. All right, that's what it's going to boil down to. The Lord forcing their hand, because they do all this deliberation. They have all these political talks, negotiations, deals, proliferations. But it's going to be an aggressive axe that's going to be chopped in the middle of all that, and all these different nations pursuing Isaiah the 13th chapter is going to turn to their own. So I just want to speak on this because I don't have a lot of time before I go to work, but I want to speak on this Taiwan military drill. It says Taiwan launches biggest war games with simulated attacks against military command. Real a bit. Taiwan launched its largest ever military drills on Wednesday, starting with simulated attacks on its command systems and infrastructure ahead of a Chinese invasion, senior defense officials said. The early stages of the annual Han Kuang exercise will focus on testing how Taiwan's military can decentralize command in the event of a crippling communications attack. Over the next 10 days, the drills will expand to assess Taiwan's combat readiness against a full-scale attempt to seize the island. The Reuters Tariff Watch newsletter is your daily guide to the largest global trade and tariff news. Sign up here. So yeah, they're getting ready. These different nations is having a lot of they're having a lot of drills. They're testing artillery. They're looking to advance with their artillery, because they all know the war is on the horizon. The tensions are heating up with these different nations, and they already spoke about a drive being in the United States. So, like the scripture says, prepare war, wake up the mighty man, which I'll get in the book of Joel. And us brothers, we're preparing also, but we're preparing it in the spirit. We're doing the lessons, praying. The Lord, has us pretty much in an area of safety in the midst of all this bullshit that's gonna happen. Joel. Scroll through it. Joel 3:9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty man, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up, beat your plowshares and the swords. Yeah, you see in the military budget with even this big, beautiful bill, which enlarge billions to ICE, and it's gutting out the healthcare system. So all the agriculture and all the, the different things are part of the budget is going to be significantly reduced, so that Esau has the resources and funds, financial reserves to fight this third world war. Beat your plowshares and the swords and your pruning hooks and the spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Till the cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is Jehovah Shaphat, the Most High's judgment. For there will I judge all the heathen round about. Yeah, so judgment is coming. And these different nations, the major nations, see, all these conflicts is going to force everyone to get into this, because everybody's a part of this either the beast system or they're affiliated with BRICS. You have the belligerents, and I think you have the allies. World War I had the allies and the belligerents. World War II as well as World War III, which is going to end in thermonuclear holocaust. But the men of the Lord, the elect, will be delivered. So with that, I'm going to end it by giving all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, Shema Shai, by Shema Kakwadash, double honor to the apostle, the great millstone. Shalom, Akim.